Okay, so this is our next video in the idea of ethics and statistics. This is about morality. So this is a little different term here. We've been talking about ethics. Oops. And now we're going to bring this into morals. So what happens here is we have a bit of a difference in terms here. Ethics, for the most part, is how do we order the four goals of good, right, lawful, or legal, and healthy. Right? So it's how do we order these? Like what gets priority, what matters, what doesn't matter. Morality is when we use an ethical framework to evaluate an action. So a person has done something, and then we're going to use our ethical framework to try to determine whether this was good or bad, right or wrong, legal or illegal, healthy or unhealthy, and to make a judgment on that action based on those principles and how we order them. Okay, but the question is that are all actions moral actions? Can they all be evaluated? And the answer to this is a bright and shining no. Okay, so it is possible to do something that cannot be evaluated morally. And it's possible to do something within a statistical sampling or a statistical, what do you call it? A statistical experiment that you are not morally culpable for, even though it may look like it's being evaluated poorly. Okay, so the three conditions that have to be met in order to have a moral action is it has to be conscience. So you cannot accidentally do something immoral. You actually have to know that you're doing it. So you have to be conscious that you are committing the action. Okay? The second one is it has to be deliberate. So not only do you have to know that you're doing it, you have to choose to do it. Okay? You have to choose to do it. So it's not like something that like you could do like reflexively. So it has to be conscious, it has to be deliberate, you have to know that you're doing it, you have to choose to do it, and finally it has to be free. Okay, which means that like someone can't like put a gun to your head and say, do the statistical sample. Okay, and then you would be morally culpable for it. Or someone can't say like, if you don't run this experiment, then your family's going to die. That would make you not free. So you have to know what you're doing, you have to choose what you're doing, and you must freely choose that. If you have all three of these in place, then you can make a moral evaluation on something, but you cannot otherwise. Alright, so morality, ethics is the ordering of good, right, legal, and healthy. Morality is when we use one of these frameworks to actually evaluate an ethic in action, and it cannot be evaluated unless it is conscious, deliberate, and free. So there you go.